Good morning, beautiful souls. I'm literally buzzing with excitement to start another day with you all. My name is Alex.
And I'm Mark, bringing you that calm morning energy you've come to expect. It's Thursday, February 6th, and you're tuned into Blue Mountain Morning, where we turn the chaos of the day into moments of clarity.
Oh my God, Mark, I had way too much coffee already, but I just know today's going to be absolutely incredible. If you enjoy this format, I encourage all listeners to share our podcast with friends and family. Let's dive right in.
Let's start with today's headlines. President Trump is staying in the headlines and keeps sending shockwaves through Washington.
Oh my God, Mark, it's like he's speed-running controversial policies. What's the deal now?
Well, we've spoken about Elon Musk, Trump's unofficial right-hand man, turning everything topsy-turvy at federal agencies like USAID and the Treasury Department. Plus, we mentioned the resignation bonuses offered to most federal employees. Now, the leader of the largest union for federal employees has warned a congressional committee that Donald Trump's campaign to dramatically downsize the government amounts to the biggest assault on its workforce in American history.
Wait, but that's not even the wildest part. Did you see Trump's Gaza proposal?
Yes, and it's unprecedented. Trump proposed plans for the U.S. to essentially take over Gaza during a visit by Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The proposal has already prompted intense criticism from Arab nations and European allies.
The UN Secretary General literally called it a throwback to 19th century imperialism. Like, who even suggests something like that in 2025?
The State Department's already dealing with a flood of diplomatic concerns, and several House representatives are reportedly filing impeachment articles over this proposal alone. On the other hand, Trump's supporters credit him with thinking outside the box.
It's absolutely wild how much has happened since Trump's inauguration just a few weeks ago.
You know, Alex, while everyone's focused on these major headlines, there's another crisis happening right under our noses that affects millions of Americans every day.
Oh God, what now? I can barely handle more bad news.
Well, it's about food deserts. Despite living in an era where you can get pretty much anything delivered to your doorstep, about 23.5 million Americans still live in areas with limited access to fresh, healthy food.
Wait, what? But that makes no sense. I mean, I literally ordered sushi at 3 a.m. last night. Don't judge me.
No judgment here. But see, that's exactly the disconnect we're talking about. While you and I can get sushi delivered at 3 a.m., there are entire communities where people can't even get basic fresh produce.
But we have Instacart, DoorDash, all these delivery apps. How is this still a problem?
Here's the thing. These services often don't operate in rural areas, and when they do, the delivery fees can make groceries unaffordable for many families. We're talking about adding $20 to $30 to a grocery bill that's already stretching a tight budget.
Oh wow, I never thought about the fees being such a barrier. That's actually terrible.
And it gets worse. Many of these areas don't have reliable internet access, which means even if they could afford delivery, they might not be able to access the apps.
So basically, technology is making the gap between haves and have-nots even wider.
Exactly. And the health implications are serious. When the closest grocery store is 10 miles away and you don't have reliable transportation, you end up relying on whatever's nearby, usually convenience stores or fast food.
And then people blame low-income communities for making unhealthy choices when they literally don't have any other options.
That's right. Studies show that residents in food deserts have significantly higher rates of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. And what's particularly concerning is that these areas often overlap with historically marginalized communities.
It's like a vicious cycle. Poor access to healthy food leads to health problems, which lead to higher medical bills, which makes it even harder to afford quality food.
And while some cities are trying innovative solutions like mobile farmers markets or community gardens, we're still seeing this problem persist or even worsen in many areas.
Man, and here I was thinking food delivery apps were solving everyone's problems. Talk about a reality check. You know what gives me hope, though? I was reading about this amazing community in Detroit that totally turned things around.
Ah yes, the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. It's incredible what they've managed to accomplish.
Right? They took all these abandoned lots and turned them into these gorgeous community gardens, like literally turned food desert into food oasis.
And what's particularly inspiring is that it wasn't some top-down solution. It was neighbors coming together, rolling up their sleeves, and making it happen themselves.
They're growing like 20,000 pounds of produce every year now, and they're teaching kids about farming. How cool is that?
It's a perfect example of how local solutions can work. And it's not just Detroit. We're seeing similar initiatives popping up across the country, from Brooklyn to Oakland.
You know what really gets me? These gardens aren't just about food, they're bringing people together, like actual human connection in an age where we're all usually staring at our phones.
Exactly. When you're working side by side in a garden, sharing growing tips, trading recipes, you're building community resilience. And that's something no delivery app can provide.
Oh, and don't forget about those neighborhood food co-ops, where everyone chips in and works a few hours to get discounted groceries.
Those co-ops are fantastic examples of communities creating their own solutions when traditional markets fail them. As we wrap up our discussion about food and community, I want us to take a moment to really sit with something powerful.
What's on your mind?
Every time we prepare a meal, every time we grab a snack from our kitchen, we're experiencing something that should be a basic human right, but isn't always accessible to everyone.
That really puts things in perspective.
Let's do a brief exercise together, and I invite our listeners to join us. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, think of the last meal you shared with someone you care about. Feel the gratitude for that moment, for the food, for the company. And now, let that gratitude inspire you to be part of the change in your community.
That actually made me feel really centered and kind of motivated too.
That's exactly the point. When we connect with our gratitude, it often moves us to action.
You know what? This has been another beautiful morning with all of you on Blue Mountain Morning. I'm feeling so inspired and ready to take on the day.
We truly hope you're feeling a bit more grounded and connected after spending this time with us. Remember, every morning is a fresh chance to make a difference in your community.
If you like these Blue Mountain Mornings with us, go ahead and share the podcast with friends and family, and feel invited to join us again tomorrow for more insights, more unhinged thoughts from yours truly, and definitely more of Mark trying to keep me in check.
Until then, friends, stay curious and stay kind. This is Blue Mountain Morning.